split into 4 parts. And when you're doing the assessment, it's really important that you have these parts in mind, because if you don't do all 4 of these different parts, then it's not going to score highly. I realise you can't see it. Can you see this over there? Oh, are you following along on my Beckett? I'm just worried that you can't see. So the first thing is using academic theory to identify the dynamics and key drivers for digital marketing within your selected organisation, and they to be presented at the start. Second part is undertaking the actual audit, so undertaking the digital tools audit for your selected organisation, selecting two of the tools from the digital marketing toolbox, and I'll tell you all about that in the next part of this afternoon's session. But just to quickly summarise, it could be their website, email campaigns, social media sites, digital advertising, or blog. And really importantly, you need to use academic theory and models to evaluate these tools. You're required to provide recommendations on how your chosen organisation can improve the use of the 2 digital tools you selected, and justifying your arguments with reference to pertinent academic theory. And then identify and select the monitoring and measurement tools that would be most appropriate for evaluating the 2 digital tools you selected and evaluated for parts 2 and 3. Provide reasons to justify your choice and illustrate your arguments with visual images of the metrics and analysis in use. So the way that you're going to do it, as you've seen, is that it should be basically designed on what is effectively a single A3 sheet. You're going to be using, you can use a variety of tools to create your infographic. Could you put your hands up if you've used Canva before? Anyone? A couple of people? Infogram is another one. Has anyone used that? No? Well, there's a couple of different ones. You can also just use PowerPoint, and you'll be doing that in your seminars. But you can select the page size basically for that. Pay attention to the structure to make it very clear. On that example that I showed you, it's really clear which section they were referring, that their writing was referring to. Making sure it's readable, so font size. And it should just look good as well, because part of being a digital marketing manager is making sure that people actually want to read your recommendations, read your reports. So, and having good design skills is all part of the actual practice of digital marketing as well. And it should be referenced using the LBU Harvard referencing system. And there is on your My Beckett, one of the links on the left-hand side is called Quote Unquote, and that will help you get to know how to reference properly. So 2,000 words is the word limit, and you can go 10% on top of this. Just to make it clear, you don't need to print it out. Even though it's an A3 format, it doesn't need to be printed out. It just needs to be uploaded to My Beckett. So I want to show you how it is marked. the how we mark your assessment. There we go. The really important thing here in this marking rubric, which isn't on my Beckett for you at the moment, but it will be by tomorrow. This shows you the different weighting for your assessment. So 20% is for how well you identify the key drivers of digital marketing and the use of theory to justify the arguments and explain in detail. 30% is on using the learned theory, principles and techniques to evaluate the use. So the biggest chunk of it is making sure you actually use what you've learned in the lectures and seminars to produce the infographic. 20% is providing the pertinent and justified and realistic recommendations. So 20% is on your recommendations. 20% is on how you choose and use the monitoring and measurement tools to actually measure the success, how to say how you're going to measure the success of your recommendations. And 10% is on it looking, 10% is on it looking good and also referencing properly. So 10% is for the visual aspect. So it's enough for you to actually try and do well on that, but it's not the be all and end all. So if it looks great but isn't academically great, then you're not going to do well. So this will be online. This will be on my Beckett by tomorrow, but it's not on there at the moment. So I just want to show you as well where you can find the assessment details on my Beckett. So on the left, under assessments and feedback, is assignments. And this is where you'll hand in your work, and also where you can find resources. What's going on here? Stay. Is it going to stay? No, it's not. I don't know why it's doing that. Was it doing this before? The PowerPoint? I just started.
We usually study if the rally happens.
Okay. It seems to be okay. Right. Hopefully that's okay. Okay. In here is under assignments is where you'll find everything that you need to do that. So that's where the marking rubric will be as well tomorrow. So the full brief is there, which is the two things I just went over, and the submission. So the deadline for this is on Monday the 3rd of June at 2 p.m. So you've got these lectures this week, and then you've got 3 weeks of seminars. So you've got 8 seminars in total, and then you'll have just over a week between the last seminar and the submission of the infographic. So you don't need to wait until it's all over to start doing it. You can choose your brand this week if you wanted to work out who you're going to do your submission for. Okay. Hope that the screen is going to stop disappearing. Okay, so there's another part to your assessment, which is you're going to do throughout your seminars, but you could also do in your own time as well. And that is the Google Digital Garage course, Fundamentals of Digital Marketing. So this is something that's available to anyone. I did it when I was first working in digital marketing, as it's just a really, really useful tool So it's something that all digital marketers should do. And with this, you don't get a score for it, but you have to complete it. So you'll end up with a certificate that you can add to your LinkedIn profile, you can add to your CV, and you'll get and you need to upload your certificate to MyBeckett as well. So again, you're going to do it through the seminars, so you should have finished it by the end of the seminars. Just remember to upload that certificate to MyBeckett. But it's really very easy to follow. I'll show you if it's going to. So this is the course. So it's split into several sections. So you've got Take Business Online. Remember the no speaking while I'm speaking rule is there. Making it easy to find a business on the web, reaching more people locally, reaching more customers with advertising, tracking and measuring web traffic, selling products or services online, taking a business globally, and then you do a final assessment. So there's lots of little chunks of material. You can do them all in one go, or you can do them a little bit at a time. And once you've done your final assessment, you get your certificate. So, just make sure as well that you log in. If you've got a Google account already, you can just use your Google account to log in, or create one, because then it'll save your progress. Just really make sure that you log in to do it. I'm sure there's a better way. I'm sure there is a much better way to get to where I wanted. So as I said, the assessment deadline, Monday the 3rd of June at 2 p.m. And please don't worry about remembering any of that. We will go over it again on Friday, and as we go through the lectures throughout the week, I will make reference to the bits that you really, really need to take note of for your assessment. Okay. Oh. There we go. Right. This is where